Welcome, Rae Finley, the head coach at the University of Florida, to 24 hours, nothing but net. Kelly, how is it going, lady?
It's going great. Thank you for having me.
Look, we have crossed paths on the recruiting trail, on the basketball court, in a lot of different places, and I have admired what you have done at Florida and how you've continued to build on your program success. We have gotten to know each other pretty well through this process, and what I have learned about you is that you have a special story of inspiration that you would like to share with us. So share it with us. We want to know.
Yes, most definitely. Oh gosh, Debbie, where should I start? So I grew up and have continued to grow up with a sister who is incredibly special in every way, and it's really shaped who I am and who we are as people. And so my sister's name is Brooke. And she is just the light of every room that she walks into, most definitely. She has Rett syndrome, so she's nonverbal and does not have use of her fine motor skills. And so I just, from an early young age, my mom always knew that something wasn't quite right. Um, and I remember being 5 and 6, probably 7, and going to, every doctor's appointment, every speech therapy meeting, everything that could possibly be done. I remember doing all organic food and don't eat this and all of those
Yeah.
kinds of things, everything that's going to work. But I distinctively remember a time where my mom said, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Brooke is unique. She's special. She's loved, and she is going to go and live a wonderful life. And, I'm currently, traveling and waiting for her to come meet us on vacation for the shutdown. And, my mom was totally right. She indeed has had a wonderful, beautiful life. But she's around our team a lot. They're very used to having her around. Helps us build perspective and just understanding. But she's done Special Olympics and all the sports and all of the things and horseback riding, just like all the rest of us.
Yeah, and that's what is so amazing is that, my mom always said to me, it's not just about Frankie, it's about everybody else around Frankie. And you mentioned the word perspective, which I think is so cool that Brooke is able to be around your team. I know she loves to compete. I know she loves sport. I mean, how could she not,
She
right? With
does.
her sister, she has to love all this.
She does.
What do you think are some of the, because Brooke doesn't get a free pass, right? Like people that have autism sometimes get a free pass because people don't know they're on the autism spectrum until there's a behavior that might indicate it. Like Frankie with Down syndrome, there's no free pass. There's typically very low expectation when they see somebody that has a disability, but we are finding, right, as a parent and as a sibling, that that's not always the case, right?
Yeah.
Tell us some of the things about Brooke that you have enjoyed being around.
Oh man. First of all, she just picks up on great energy. And so she's a close talker. That's very much why I'm the same. I've learned that. Our team will make fun of me. I'm like, okay, it's all right. But she'll walk right out on that basketball court like, hey, I'm the boss. Where are you guys going and what needs to happen? We're in practice one day and she had had enough, Debbie. And so she's like, okay, I'm watching, watching, watching. She's picking up on everything. And then all of a sudden, one of our student athletes, Faith, we're in practice and she goes running out the back door. I'm all, Faith. And she's all, Brooks leaving. She said, so just fun, fun things of that nature. I've really enjoyed, watching her horseback ride. She competed in the Special Olympics, was the track state champion.
Yeah.
But being in our family, like you said, my brother was a very competitive ice hockey player. And being in our family, she takes She takes all the criticism just like any of the rest of us, a little trash talking in games, a little trash talking at the board games, all that. And my baby sister probably her, Brooke's younger sister, we have a younger sister, Taylor. She's probably the one who really challenges her the most. To come on, Brooke, you got to do this. You got to walk. We're going on a hike. We were on vacation last year and she's in a 3-mile hike, no problem, leading the way. Like, get up, let's go. Nobody's carrying you. Come on. So I think that that's just inspiring for everybody.
You mentioned that Brooke's not verbal, but there is a form of communication called body language, and there is an
Oh, yeah.
understanding. Like when body language is actually the most important form of communicating. It's not always what you're saying, it's how you're saying it and using the proper body language to say it. What do you think you've learned from a communication standpoint that maybe through the lens of Brooke and what you've learned that has helped you on the sideline or helped you as a teacher in practice, something that has helped you as a coach?
Oh, wow. I mean, a lot, Debbie. That list is really, really long. A lot of people who maybe don't know my sister or our story ask, I'll start with patience, well, how are you so patient? Or, well, we learned at a very young age that everything's not always about you. Um, and as a coach, just facial expressions, body language, contact, touch is such a powerful thing. Um, and, I use it with my team all the time. I am hyper aware to it. I'm very sensitive to it. And that is due in large part because of Brooke and everything that she's taught me, just in terms of how you treat people, eye contact. Eye contact is key. We cannot communicate if she doesn't have eye contact, right? Body language, making contact with you, then going to where she wants to go. Oh, she's going to tell you, but as a coach, I think, just understanding that we have more control over our body language, our mouth, our words, what we say. I always tell our team, say what you mean and mean what you say. Not everybody is blessed with the skill of talking. There's different forms of communication, but I think so many times we take it for granted, Debbie. And so it pours over into absolutely everything that I do.
I look at my other two boys as siblings to how they've grown up around Frankie, how their friends have grown up with Frankie, all the things that maybe we adapted or modified or whatever to make sure that Frankie was included. I'm guessing that you did some similar things with your friends growing up with your other siblings. What do you think, having lived through that life and having a sibling with special needs, that has sort of empowered you to want to be involved and help us with what we're doing, trying to raise $1 million for Special Olympics?
Yeah, I think it's amazing, first of all. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Inclusivity is everything, and like you said before, Debbie, competitors want to compete, and it doesn't matter what your needs are, what is special or unique about you. It's really a perspective and how you look at it. And so what you all are doing in order to have the opportunity, provide an opportunity to people who maybe otherwise might not have that, is really, really, really awesome. But in terms of growing up and just being around, it was always Brooke's going to be with us. And so it might take a little longer, but this is what we're going to do. And so, growing up a sibling of somebody with very unique special needs has been nothing but a blessing in my life. It's shaped who I am and how I operate, how I coach, in every single way. And so I just thank you personally. And come on, guys, let's raise that money. We can do it.
Right. This is where my inspiration comes from when it's 2, 3, 4 a.m. and it's me in the driveway and trying to complete this task, because honestly, Kelly, this, it's not about the free throws. It's the vehicle to help share the message so that I can get people engaged and involved and want to help. And that's why it's so important for you to share your story, because Brooke benefits from all of your energy, your attitude, your willingness, and she's still benefiting from it. And so are Frankie and his friends and everybody that we
Yeah.
come in contact with around Special Olympics. But it's just the pure essence of sport and teaching, right? Tolerance and inclusion. You mentioned it. It's just a whole new world out there for families like ours that I think the more awareness we can create, the better it is for everyone, not just our siblings or our kids, but everyone that
Absolutely.
comes in our space, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so grateful for your time, Kelly. I know it's a busy time, and I'm so thankful that you took the time to be with us and share your story on Brooke and your family. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you. And let's raise that money.
Let's go.